Hello everyone, Achadino over here, and today we are doing a kind of an update, let's say, about our build. I have done almost everything that you can do except the aberroth, but basically what we do is, now for the normal aberroth we skip a lot of things. So this is kind of like a cutscene now. So that is the build now. Of course, we are going to talk about items and things that I have changed. I don't think this build is fit to be a guide now because I have changed many things around the items that I actually have. So let's get into those.
No.
So, what do we have now? Not many things have changed. You may see that I have a little bit more dexterity and other things, a little bit less life, and these resistances are like that because I can't really fit more things into them. Well, I could put some minor idols here instead of this one that I have, but it's nothing crazy. As for dodge, we are glancing blows 101%. Remember, we are still playing the apostasy. And now for the normal tree, you will see that I have changed some things. I have taken a lot of points from dodge and parry and put them more into getting more damage and more damage here. Also in the marksman, we also have these ones. Here I took all of the points from hooked blades because I'm using shred amulet. And also these two shred effects, they haven't changed. It's funny that I still haven't gotten a tier 5 or tier 6 multiplier across all this time. So this will be a little bit hard for you people. Now you also might see that I have a lot of money. It's because I'm trying to get a 1 LP red ring. I did get one and put it on the two spots where it actually works. This one and this one. But I haven't had any luck. And I really want to begin a 1 LP. And other thing that I will do eventually is change to a Born Clamor Barbut and Shattered Worlds instead of Usenuis. It will be nothing crazy changing that. It's mostly for damage. Not because Usenuis is bad, it gives a lot of damage and also some things, and you can get a 4LP one if you get enough money. The problem mainly is that Shattered Worlds has that less damage taken, and also perma haste can be good in some situations. We don't care about the frenzy, but the extra stats that you can do, you can buy a 1LP one and then just reroll it buying ones that are legendary. They are not super expensive. And a Born Clamor Barbut, it's very good because it gives us more armor. The seat is also not a bad helmet. The problem is getting this with 2 LP or more. It's super expensive, and also um, not that good defensively because we don't have crazy amounts of mana. We have like 200 or something like that with the helmeting hood, and that's like 50 damage less, something on hits, nothing crazy. So this gives us more armor. Dexterity is damage. Necrotic resistance will help make up my necrotic resistance. That way I can take out some idols that have necrotic resistance and then get ones with ward per second and health or armor and health. Those will give me more duration. Ideally I get some of this. This is one I dropped. And also on this ward per second and rotation helps a bit because I can have around from only from my boots I already have some ward decay threshold, and this will be a good one. You can also get ones that have here instead of you have health and then the ward decay. When you get the red rings you can get some of those, but it's better to get just two of these instead. They are way cheaper. You can get one with armor, they also help because well, you have the Bone Clamor Barbut and the Shattered Walls, they also give strength. The Shattered Walls and it's going to help there. Now, as for my red rings, of course, you might. I kind of have given up on getting a good jewel rush. I just have this one with endurance to cap endurance, whatever. Now, of course, you would want two red rings. I also missed my 3 LP slam. Super sad situation. The chest, I did do a mini video in that I actually hit the 19 dexterity. Of course, it would be perfect if it was 20, but we can't really take more from it. My Nihilis is kind of good. I don't think I'm going to change this unless I get a 2 LP one with decent stats. Same here, double exalted arcane gloves. You can use the other gloves that give 200 armor and armor to dot. They are also very good on the endurance ones. I'm not using the endurance ones because mainly eventually I think I'm going to change my belt and my boots also to Foot of the Mountain and to the Jungle Queens. Jungle Queens mainly because I can get more LPs on it, 3 or 4 mainly. I will lose some damage, but I will also gain 22 dexterity, and that is quite a bit. It will help me recover some damage and also get my Foot of the Mountain setup. I have a 3 LP one here that I may need to reroll a bit, or I can use one of the 2 LP ones that I have ready. Basically, this helps a lot in the way that I would get more dodge anyway, and this makes it so our whole HP kind of, if you are 1 second, so you can be in 2 states with this, and it's very good for a rogue because you are moving and you are taking 20% less damage, or you are staying, and if you stay at this 1 second, so you are on your most vulnerable while you are staying, and in 1 second has not passed. When 1 second is off, you get this huge endurance threshold, and this makes it so we have actually double, well, more than double our health, mainly because remember the last part of our HP is also helped in Death's Door, where you are at low health, you will get 24% less with the 15% less from the chest, and likely 10 or well maybe 7 to 10% less on the Shattered Walls relic. Now, as for the other things that you might want to know, let me show you. Right now, my highest corruption is 1100. I did have it on Ending the Storm. That is the timeline that I'm farming right now. I'm farming for swords and farming for aberroths. I'm not doing a lot much apart from trying to get my imprints. Like, let me show you 1 second. Mostly how things look. So basically I'm trying to do points, and sometimes I get these loot caches. These are the ones that are giving my swords. These swords are imprinted from a double tier 7 sword that I have with melee lining and critical multiplier. That is kind of the goal, that or double flat, void and lining. I'm not 100% sure which is best, and the only thing that you need to remember is before doing a Confluence of Oblivion, because it drops more loot instead of a normal Orbis, you just put this Purged Horizon so you don't get extra corruption. Or you can just not do it and then after that do a Sanctuary of Eterra, this one here, and reduce it to around 600 is where I'm most comfortable with. But if you are more tanky or have a more damage or something like that, you can go further. And you can see that usually I'm farming, let's say, a lot of things. I'm just going around and doing my caches, things that they spawn quite a bit thanks to the imprints. And I'm kind of getting amber from doing the Lost Wood Poly and the other thing. Basically, some people have explained it way better than me, but you get a lot of amber from that. And then when I have around 35k amber, I do the same strat, but I put the cache one. It's this one, the unclaimed tropes, and then the Lost Wood Folies. I usually use 3 Lost Folies and then all the Unclaimed Throats that I can get, and also Bowls of the Barnacle King. We spawn quite a bit of lizards, so these lizards help drop this one sometimes. I have all the points on lizards, kind of. And sometimes because you drop a lot of random things, you get a Cemetery of Reweaven and get rid of the useless ones like this Pillar of Skulls or Cave and things like that. I do keep the boss ones because they are a very fast way to get to the end of the line and then pop Confluence of Oblivion. What is this one, and then we kill 5 Orbis and reset the timeline. Of course, I'm using also the Gauntlet of Strife and the Turtle to try and get 2 or maybe 3 LP Black Blades of Chaos mainly, and also to reroll their stats. What I do is I buy random ones from 1 LP, like the cheapest ones for like 10k gold, 20, 30k gold. I just buy all of them, get like 2 or 3 stash tabs full of them, and then I have previous failed ones from Nemesis and from the ones I drop. Most of the ones I drop, of course, has 0 LP. And I use those to re-roll the stats. Well, they are 1 LP to decent ones. Like, as you already know, you want some cooldown reduction. At least 12 to 13 is like the minimum I will play with. I did play around with 10% for a while, and it was not great, but was doable. 9 and below, it's not really good. As much multiplier as possible. Then dexterity, you want, I would say, at least to get to a breakpoint. Right now I have like a little bit less because I changed something. I don't know what I changed actually. But oh yeah, the Foot of the Mountain instead of the let's see. I have 140. Remember, every 5 dexterity you get that penetration. Ideally you also get 4% at least lining. The void one, we still do quite a bit of damage, of void damage, from our shattered chains and other places. So it's not bad to have that penetration, and then as much flat as possible also. The shock and the time rot are whatever. We don't really care. We already cap shock very easily. Those are not an issue. One thing that I haven't tried and I haven't mapped out is if the armor shred effect ones are really needed. I don't really know. With the normal thing, you already get to almost say 60 to 80 stacks. Maybe you only need one of these. You can drop this one and get more of melee damage and increased melee damage. And then an offensive part instead of the vitality if it's not needed. The offensive ones on these ones are void pen that you can get. So a little bit, nothing crazy. And those are my plans for now. Of course, the dream is getting some mirage arcane bracers or something with tier 7 dexterity, but I haven't seen any that actually have that available, and it will be very annoying to do, and it's only for 3 more dexterity. I will just stay with the ones I have. Of course, instead of medium damage, you will also want something useful, but not much you can do. Of course, instead of jewel rats, you would want red rings with dexterity, 1 LP. If you can't, I think this Julra was kind of good, but also not special. I would want actually dexterity and mana regen. That way I can do my combos fully. And then you also want to check out the next video that I will do. It's going to be very short, but explaining one thing that helps more on the mana side of things. I wanted to make as short as possible to just link it to people so they know the one thing about the combo that I was doing and ways to get a little bit more mana efficiency on that. I'm not going to make this longer. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video.